Emmy-nominated American Morning, CNN, weekdays 6 Eastern.
We could be entering the final chapter in this tragedy. For the first time in 87 days, we actually have a hold on what to do and perhaps maybe even able to choke and cap this leak. So it is a light at the end of the tunnel. It's a minor setback. Look at the big picture. For the first time, we know what we're doing. We were floundering for almost 3 months because it's a science experiment in action.
Right, and a mile down, which makes it even harder when you can't get your hands on it. You know, you're relying on the robots. Explain a little bit more about what this setback is, though, when we talk about a leak in the valving system.
Think of a fire hydrant that is raging away tremendous amounts of water. If you cap it too quickly, then the pipeline could burst and create mini leaks and aggravate the problem. However, if there's already a leak there, then the pressure will suddenly drop. Now, the leak is in the cap itself. It's not in the pipeline. That would be the worst case scenario, a leak in the pipeline itself, because then you have mini leaks springing up, and that is a disaster I don't want to even think about. That would make it much worse, irreversible damage to that pipe.
And it would severely limit the number of options left to BP and the federal government in terms of how to resolve this.
That's right. It depends on where the leaks are. When we have the relief well, we finally choke it off at the bottom. Hopefully the leaks will be on top of where the choking takes place. So again, the worst case scenario is a leak in the actual pipeline, because that could have been damaged in the original explosion 87 days ago.
But you're saying they still don't know that, and they're not going to know that until they can actually move forward with the testing and with the slow closing of the cap.
That's right. We are actually operating in the dark. We're blind. We know very little about the state of that pipe, and that's why they're very slowly beginning to close the cap, repressurize it, and hope that no new leaks spring up, because that could cause, quote, irreversible damage, unquote, and make the leak much worse.
However, I mean, even if that's the case, that's still only for a finite period of time, because the killing of the well, the drilling of the relief wells is still happening.
That's right. That's the gold standard. Relief wells almost always work. However, they never work on the first try. So don't get your hopes up. When they try to hit that dinner plate at a distance of 3 miles below sea level, they may miss, in which case you have to redraw the drill, seal it with cement, and drill again. And that process actually has gone on for months at previous oil spills. So just remember that this is the gold standard. It almost always works, but it's trial and error to a certain degree.
And does the delicacy of this operation call into question the wisdom of whether or not that kind of deep water drilling should be going on? I mean, just think about the agonizing process that we've been through to get to this point, and this is not even a sure thing.
People ask the question, why now are we getting a hold on exactly what's happening there? Why couldn't we do it 3 months ago? And the reason is they didn't do the basic testing. The basic testing, the analysis of conditions at 5,000 feet were not done. So these procedures will actually work at 200 feet below sea level. They actually do work. But at 5,000 feet below sea level, it's a science experiment. They've never done anything on this scale at that depth before, where you have high pressure. That's the name of the game. High pressure. We're simply not used to working there.
What do you mean by that? Why is the pressure important?
Because down at that level, divers would be crushed almost instantly. It's 2,000 pounds per square inch. Take a Toyota and put it on every square inch of your chest. You would collapse like an eggshell within half a second. Divers can't go down there. Even military subs cannot go down there. You have to have special mechanical robotic subs to make repairs, and it's very clumsy.
And that goes back to Jim's original question. Then, are we sort of playing Russian roulette, if you will, with this deep water drilling if they don't have the ability to fix problems because of how deep they are?
Well, it is a fear that perhaps we're going to go into unexplored territory. However, with this relief well, we're confident that we can choke it off, but it may take time. We may miss it on the first time. A previous experience shows that it could go on for months. So remember, the agony is not over. We're entering Act 3 of a 3-part play.
We hope it's the third and final part, right?
Act 1 was when the explosion took place. Act 2 was all this floundering and not knowing what to do, making things up as you go along. We're now entering Act 3.